evening once again, and welcome to another Kaiso talk. And of course, the talk is getting more intense because it's Kaiso, and more Kaiso in the air right about now. Of course, as we all know by now, the 20 semi-finalists for the Calypso Monarch competition has been released. Of course, the last tent was judged last evening. That was the Kaiso Classic tent. Of course, over the weekend we had the others, Kaiso Bads 2.0, Northwest Brigade, and the Kaiso Kingdom. They were all judged, and the list was released this morning. But of course, this evening we're talking Kaiso as usual. And we have a very special lady with us. She's also one of the semi-finalists who will be heading to Progress Park this Sunday. We'll be talking to her in just a while. And of course, Val is here with us. Rootsman Kelly should be joining us, also Scholar. So we're hoping to have them on pretty soon. Val, good evening and welcome again. It's a pleasure as always to talk the talk.
Definitely. Good evening, Godfrey. Good evening, Grenada, Cairo, Kupiti, Martinique. Good evening to all the listeners up the Windward Isle who are hearing this program. Always a pleasure to be on this platform talking Kaiso talk.
Yes, indeed. And of course, let's welcome our guest. And she's no stranger. She's been on before. The lady Georgia McIntyre, the messenger. Georgia, good evening and welcome to Kaiso Talk. Again, how are you doing?
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me again.
Yes, indeed. I'm
happy to be here. Happy to be here. Definitely.
But I'm sure you're happier because you're going to be in Progress Park this Sunday.
Of course, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, indeed. So, folks, just before we get into the talk, let me just remind you again of the semi-finalists, and we'll do them by the tents. All right, so we have 5 Kaiso tents, and we'll start with the Northwest Brigade. So from the Northwest Brigade tent, we have Valine and Young Sound. So Valine and Young Sound, they were the ones selected from the Northwest Brigade Kaiso tent. From the Kaiso Kingdom, we had Lady Cheryl, Papa Jerry, and Superstar. From the Kaiso Classic tent, we have Sour Serpent, Shamak, Sheldon Douglas, Royalty, and Rootsman Kelly. From the Kaiso Bads 2.0, Messenger, Big J, IMG, Teacher Eddie, and Enma Payne. And from Kaiso Bads, Lakey, Scholar, Shireen, Cox, and Prince Charlton. So those are your 20 semi-finalists, and they will be heading to Progress Park this Sunday to vie for position in the top 10 to go on to the Marsh Gras. So Val, you heard the list. I know you're familiar with some of the names, maybe not all. We have a couple newcomers, but of course some of the regulars are in there. I don't know if you're familiar with all the Kaisos, but what I can tell you, Kaiso in 2025 has hit an all-time high. There's some really good ones. They're very entertaining, and we have some how should I put it? The Kaisonians are going hard. They're hitting, and they find cuff. They find some cuff. So definitely one can clearly understand that come Sunday, all the guys will be firing on all 8 cylinders, because this is a place, if you don't get through, well, from there you're going home. Only 10 will head to the National Stadium on the March Gras night to go up against the reigning monarch, Innocent. So, Georgia, we will start with you. You've been competing in Grenada what? How many years now? About what? 5, 6? I think you're still on. You're muted.
Microphone is off.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 2015 to the present.
Well, that's a long time. And
10
of
years.
course, 10 years. Well, excluding the 2 COVID years when.
COVID,
But very, very interesting. Let's talk about that 10 years. You've been there every year. Great Kaisos, serious messages as always. Let's talk about that journey, and then we get into 2025 and your preparations and so for semi-final.
Okay, so I started singing in 2015, and I think that was my probably best and worst year. If I want to say that.
I would definitely agree with you because this is something we're going to talk about as well. It's a very interesting story.
Yeah, I came into Grenada with myself telling myself, hey, Grenadian, you will be accepted, the kind of thing, Trinidadian, born in Grenada, grew up in Trinidad, you come here and, hugs and loves and stuff. And I entered the competition, and I placed first in the prelims, and then I placed first in the semi-finals. And I think all hell broke loose. Because people didn't know me, where you just come from, that kind of thing. I had a situation where people reported me to immigration, all kind of stuff, saying that I was not Grenadian, I'm not supposed to be in the competition and all of that. But when I came to Grenada, I gave Spice Match a copy of my birth certificate, 27 June 1957, Colony Hospital. You understand? So I felt that I have a right, and I still feel that I have a right to be in Grenada and to perform in Grenada.
But of course.
Right. So over the years, I have had some, I think I was in the finals on 2 occasions, 2 occasions in that 15 years. I've been in the semi-final every year since I've started. And there are some sweet moments and there have been some sweet and some bitter moments. 2015, 16, I think 2018 when I did dual citizenship. If you listen to dual citizenship, you will get a sense of the pain and the joy and the love. The pain I felt, the joy I feel about being in Grenada, and the love that I have for Grenada. And I've continued. Last year was very disappointing for me. But then I sat down and self-talked to self, and I said, you are the Calypsonian, you are the messenger, regardless of what happened, because I was really disappointed with that quota system last year, and I felt that I was shortchanged. But I am a Calypsonian. I have a love for the art form. I'm a culture person, and I said that I cannot let that disappointment deter me from the job that I have to do, from the purpose that I have as the messenger in the Calypso, because every year the messages come. Every year, without fail, And so this year, I am doing 2 songs. One is called A Sense of Empathy, that speaks to our inability sometimes to walk in the other person's shoe. We tend to want to say all kinds of things about people and we don't know their story.
Right.
We want to blame and we don't know. So we need to put ourselves in the other person's shoe. And then the other song is Talawa, which speaks to my love for Grenada.
Right.
So it's the whole thing, the approaches that are here in a little Romanize, a little Bacchanal, a Toria, coming to tell a story. Things that are here, he say them, she say them, say. But I know the true story, so I'm telling you what they say and I'm telling you what I know.
Right.
The positive. So you get one little negative and you get to know all the positives. Yeah? I mean, I can't tell everything that I know, but I am pointing out. And when you look at Grenada, 112,000 people, Godfrey?
Yeah, just about.
Population.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
When you look at how much Grenada has been able to accomplish, let me just look at 2024. Sports, music. I mean, everything you could think about, Grenada is just there. That you see that green, red, and yellow. All the time. Accomplishing so much with such little resources. Betalawa. So the ideas for this song, originally my ideas, and I spoke to Ife Allen, Matthew Val, Ife.
Yeah, of course I know Ife.
Right. Yeah. And we started writing. So it's a collaboration between Ife and myself, both songs. So we had 3 verses for each song, and then I said, look, we need a 4th verse in this. The first one, empathy. And then Talawano started off with 3 verses. Well, we didn't complete it, but 4th verse is coming for a Sunday. So
Right.
a little bit of spice, a little bit more spice in the thing. I love spice. So I am here, I am very comfortable, and I think as the years go by, I've been more accepted, by the public and by other Calypsonians, and I'm good and I'm ready for Sunday. I feel very good, I feel comfortable. Yeah.
Right. Before I bring in Val, I think I think it's Kelly that has joined us. Kelly, are you there? If you can put on your camera so we can see you. Are you hearing us, Kelly? If you can hear us, you can.
The microphone is off.
Yeah.
And then, if I may continue, just to add to that, so I have moved I started off with Kingdom 10 in 2015.
That's what I was going to ask you
Yeah.
about. Yes, so go ahead.
I started off with Kingdom. I spent a couple of years with Kingdom, and then I spent 1 year with Ruthman Kelly's 10. Yeah. And then I went back to Kingdom, and then now I'm with Bads.
Right. Actually, what I was going to ask you, basically the same thing. So moving from Kingdom to Roots, back to Kingdom, and now it's
from Kingdom to Roots, back to Kingdom, and then to Bads.
All right. But how has it been? In these families. I mean, different families. How has it been for you? And I mean, now that you're in the Bads, I mean, how is it?
I would say that I had some good experiences and some negative experiences.
Right.
Let me put it down to that. Yeah? But we move on. I'm a person who I'm always hopeful that things will get better. And we have moved on. Relationships have been maintained. Yeah? And I am now at Bads. Last year I called. As a matter of fact, a number of persons had told me before, why don't you go to Bads? I feel like, I don't want to join, be jumping here and anyway, because of loyalty.
Right.
And then last year I called Scholar, and I said, Scholar, do you have tent? You have space to accommodate me in your tent? And he said, messenger, that goes without saying, and that was it from there.
Okay.
And I got into Bads. I sang with Bads last year, and I felt like an empress. I felt like really respected and appreciated. Like you reach home kind of thing, and you settle. Right. That's how I feel in Bads.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay. Yeah. Lovely. That's good.
How I feel.
Kelly, are you able to hear us? If you can hear us, please turn your camera on so we can see you. I'm not sure if he's hearing us.
The microphone is off, and so is his camera.
I'm not.
But he's on.
Yes, we're seeing him. Yeah.
He should be hearing us. If it's one thing.
Yeah, it should. All right. Well, Val, I mean, in the meantime, maybe if there's anything you want to...
Yeah. So, Georgia, how has the experience been? I mean, you perform in Trinidad, you go to rehearsals, kind of thing. It's not necessarily a comparison, but I know that things are different.
Yes, they are.
So, tell me some of the differences or pluses that you encounter. One of the challenge that I have here is that I prepare music, and my music is written for, let me say, a full band, 5 pieces of brass, and the other pieces, etc. And when I get here at the preliminary stage, there's not that, so there are less because we go into 3 pieces. So immediately we have, less than the full sound that I'm accustomed to, kind of thing. But I make do with it. Last year I used the stems from the song, and this year I decided to just go with it, and it worked out. It has worked out. It has worked out well, right? All right.
When I come to Grenada, I come prepared. I come prepared with my song internalized. I'm ready to sing. I'm ready for a rehearsal, so I don't go to practice. When I hear Calypsonians saying that they're going to practice. When you go to the, because, okay, so like I am with Caravan in Trinidad. Before the tent opens, we have one rehearsal. There are 2 days of rehearsal where they split the tent, the cast, and you have 1 day for your rehearsal. The next rehearsal with the band is dress rehearsal. So I see a number of so many rehearsals being done before the main show. You know, I don't know how that could be fixed. They could probably save some money if Calypsonians would prepare themselves better for rehearsal for Carnival time. Be prepared. You know, I think that is a minus. In terms of the shows itself, we are accustomed to having more shows in Trinidad because the tent would open and you have probably about 3 weeks with probably three shows per week, where you sing and you get a salary and that kind of thing. Godfrey, that ain't happening here yet, right?
Well, you tell me. I have never. Well, I mean, I plan, maybe next year I could answer that because I sing in Kaiso next year.
So let me say that I sang with Babs last year, and for the first time when I'm singing in Grenada, I got an envelope.
Right. Okay.
You understand? I got an envelope. I didn't get that before. All right. So in terms of the preparation, when I come, like I say that when I come here, I come prepared. I come with my lyrics prepared for the artists. I have my scores written. I have everything ready. You know, that's my readiness. And I think singing Calypso in Trinidad has given me that kind of experience. So when I come here ready for the stage, my clothes and thing, everything. I am ready to go. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Right. But I think that the artists have more opportunities here to prepare themselves because of the numbers of rehearsal sessions that they are given. Yeah. The other thing is that the semi-final, like for instance Friday, I think that Spice must save some money by having one band play for the 20 semi-finalists.
So do you have the different bands from the tents playing?
Each tent is playing. Yeah, each tent has to play. Each band has it. Each tent. The band from each tent plays for the artist from that tent. You know, in the past, I had a situation once where I was the only person selected from a tent, and it was difficult for me to I didn't get a rehearsal. I have had the experience of going to semi-finals in Grenada on 2 occasions without having a rehearsal for semi-final. You understand? So that plays havoc with artists. And I mean, they could look at it economically. It could be a saving if you have the preliminary round, yes, and then for semi-final you have one band playing. Give us the police band. I mean, some musicians may not get a gig, and that may affect their pockets, but it is a saving, you know. And it kind of levels the playing field because you have one set of musicians playing for the 20 artists. Yeah. So,
Georgia, you've just kind of shown your Trinidadianness and not your Grenadianness to understand the climate that exists within. And I'm not saying we're not on this platform.
That's why I said that it may take money out of some artists, some musicians' pockets, because having 5 bands play for 5 tents, it means that you're spreading the bread a little more. More people are getting a little piece of the pie.
But it's not that, you know. You just have you do not have an outfit like the police service that operates the same way, where you can.
But we have a police band. We have a police band that plays for the finals.
Yeah, but you also have musicians in the police band who play for the various tents.
Who play for the various tents as well.
But they would put that together. They would get there, so that you hear now. Representing, I've heard Scholar on the last program talk about how good it is to have you, you know, with the things you bring to the table as a Calypsonian and as a female, you know, and he was very delighted, you know, in terms of your style of dress and so on, and feel that, you know, younger females within the fraternity can learn so much from you. So that not only are you a Calypsonian competing, but you're also seen as a role model, elder, to use that term. How do you embrace that? I know sometimes it's difficult to wear the
I have no problem embracing it, but sometimes I get the impression. Okay, so I often say that there are too few female Calypsonians in Trinidad, in Grenada, for us not to operate as a unit, coming together as a unit and learning from one another. I don't get that sense. I get it from one or two Calypsonians, because sometimes there's a kind of, I feel, aloofness, especially from the younger Calypsonians. When I say the younger ones, there's some young ones who, I don't know. Because I don't see myself as a threat to anybody or in competition per se, but I am willing to make a phone call and call Valine and call Superstar and call Shireen and and say, hey, let me sit down and vibes or something and talk and see how we get. I am interested in seeing a Calypso Queen show in Grenada. You understand? Bringing the ladies together, bringing the females together, and so we could help each other.
Many years ago we had, Many years ago we had.
On what is.
We used to have that, but over the years, so much things has fallen to the crack.
Because I was saying that if we think that Calypso is a male-dominated arena in Grenada, you see it even more because there are fewer female Calypsonians there.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. It is true. I don't know what is the reason for that. But even in soca, they're like Kaiso, they're one or two, maybe a little more, but when you look at it, they're really not enough women, if you ask me.
They're not.
Being in that field. So.
I don't know if it is that women are not encouraged to, but. I don't know. But if it's a cultural thing, because in Trinidad, look how many young people we have, young girls singing Calypso, everybody, and it's easy entrance.
Yeah. So for example, in Grenada, we've had quite a few female Calypso monarchs. We've never had a female soca monarch. I don't think so. So that goes to show. And soca is a lot easier to handle than Calypso, if you ask me. So you're right. I think we need to find a way to get more women involved, in the art form, it's soca or Calypso. I think
particularly for me, Calypso.
Yeah, I just generalize because it's glaring. It's glaring. It's right before your eyes. You're seeing it. So definitely we need to. Rootsman just sent me a message. He's having some difficulty connecting, so I'm not sure what is happening. But he's there. I'm seeing him.
He could log out and try to come back in. Log out and try to come back in.
Yeah, maybe. So you can do that, Rootsman. Val, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So Georgia, what is it's Sunday? Yeah.
Yes, it is Sunday.
And what does preparation looks like? What do you think you have to do in terms of props, in terms of things like that? What is looking?
In Grenada, it's different than in Trinidad. So in Trinidad right now, I'll be like a headless chicken running to get props, fix this, fix whatever, that. In Grenada, there's no props on semi-finals.
All right.
No props are used. Yeah. So it's just you and your Calypso.
All right.
You and your Calypso. You're going to put in your performance, preliminary round, semi-final round, no props. So for me is I'm always practicing, that song is always in my head. I'm internalizing, I'm singing, freezing, whatever. And then whatever I'm going to wear. And those things are already prepared, So I am ready. Let's take semi-final tomorrow morning. I'm ready.
Right.
Chorus.
Lovely.
What is chorus like? You
chorus
using
comes
the
from bards. Chorus comes from bards. Yes, the chorus comes from bards. Yeah, they use the same chorus.
And you had no problems in terms of arriving and working out chorus lines.
No. What I did that I sent them the TV track and the vocal track before.
No.
So they had those to
So they're
practice.
familiar.
When we
Yeah,
met- Yes, when we met at the rehearsal, it was good.
Let me ask you. Let
And
me
they have
ask.
some really sweet voices there.
Yeah. Oh, dear. The girls. The
Hannah and
girls.
the girls, yeah.
And yes. Let me ask this though. So I know you know individually you have your preparation you organized. Is there any sort of because from Bads you have 10. Bads and Bads 2.0. You have 10 artists.
And I think we have 4 ladies in there.
Yeah, they're always in there. So I know I'm speaking here about preparation. Is there a sort of collaborative preparation from the tent itself getting their artists ready for the semi-final?
There is going to be a rehearsal before Sunday. Yeah, and I know that management has been encouraging the rest of the cast, those persons who did not make it to the semi-finals, to be there to support and to even be there backstage to help somebody might need to put on something, fix clothing, whatever, to give that support to each other, yes, to make sure that people are comfortable and they're ready to perform. So you have that, you have the backing of the cast behind you.
Right. Also, so 20 Calypsonians, I think you're familiar with most of them, probably with the exception of Charlton, but he's part of the police band, so maybe
I know Charlton. Yeah, I know
right,
Charlton.
part of the police band, and then there's a young artist, Shamak, doing very well. I think he's in all 3 competitions, actually, in the Calypso, soca, and groovy as well. But what's your take? I mean, the performance, and I know you saw the performance, Bads in particular. For me, I was surprised that I didn't hear, for example, like Little Jello and Prince in particular. And Prince in particular. Surprised when I didn't see their names in the semi-final list. But what's your take on the 20 that was selected? I mean, as a Calypsonian yourself.
I was telling my good friend this evening that when I look at the list, to me, like I'm seeing like a fresh breath, if you want to call it that. So you're actually seeing a change, like a switch in the selection of the Calypsonians for the semi-finals. This guy, I went to Northwest on the first day when they had the judging, and one of the persons who really impressed me was Young Sound.
Yeah.
Is Young Sound or Young Sound?
Yeah, Young Sound.
I find that he is, really good. In our, as young persons, Enma Payne, that's a young man, really, I find that he's, yes, from Bads as well. Shireen, female Calypsonians from Bads.
Yeah.
I think she had 2 good songs. I liked her performance as well.
Actually, Shireen, she's not a new face. She's been
not a new face.
Yeah, she's been around, but she took a break for quite a while, and she's back. Yeah.
Yes. I love her energy. I really love her energy. Yeah, IMG, last year he sang for the first time, was it, and went straight to the final?
Yes.
Was it last year?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So So there are a number of young Calypsonians in the semi-final that I am happy to see, because it says that the Calypso is growing. It's not some people saying Calypso dying.
Never.
It's growing. As a matter of fact, today I attended a rehearsal with the junior Calypsonians. So that's with teacher Eddie, and they up at Plumrose Primary School. Yeah. And I sat and I had a nice little chat with them, little tips and thing on the stage and vocals and thing and breathing and all of that. And it was really, really heartening, to see them and to see the energy and the interest of these young children, probably about 10 or 12 of them this morning, coming to the rehearsal and had them sing the verse and chorus, and really, really nice session with them, So the thing is alive and it is growing, but I am satisfied with the list that I'm seeing. I know that there are persons who would be disappointed. Shanda, for one, because people were expecting that she would be in the semi-finals, and she's not there. I think the list this year is different. I see a difference. Yeah, and I don't know if probably. Maybe the judges are looking at the Calypsos through different lenses, if I should say that, but we are seeing a difference. I've seen a difference. I've seen a difference.
It is
some of the regulars, some of the regulars that people expect to see every year in the thing, they're not there. It's not there.
It is competition, and everyone cannot make it.
Cannot be in the finals.
You know. I think, but what you want from judges is not just consistency, but the sense that they are marking without any kind of preconceived notion and bias, that they are utilizing the criteria, know
yes.
What their rubrics are, and when you see the decision made, you can live with it because you think that you have qualified people making good judgment. But in the competition, we can't have everyone who we think should be there.
Exactly. Yeah.
But so Georgia, you have St. David and Carriacou roots. So
yes.
hometown people coming to support.
Hometown people are supporting.
Yeah, so you bring in.
There are people who met me before the preliminary judging and tell me, "Hey, I'm coming to see us Monday," and people are ready before the prelims. People tell me, "See you on Sunday in the preliminaries, in the semi-finals." So I'm a supporter.
All right.
I have my people.
So that cool. They're coming on the offspring in the morning.
No,
what is it?
Now the thing is now Shanda is from Kaiso, but I am also out of Kaiso as well. So if they come in, they come to support there. They support, it's two girls from Kaiso.
Yes.
One just younger than the other.
Right.
And you see what Kaiso producing, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
If we dig deep for the African roots, you know that more Africanism in Kaiso than in Grenada. You know that?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Val don't want to answer, but yes, there are more Africanisms in Kaiso than in Grenada.
I was talking about the resilience, things happen in Kaiso and the resilience. I was going there.
Val, when you see the messenger, that's where it comes from. My resilience, my determination, my hardworking spirit. That is Grenadian. It is Grenadian.
Yeah, we no, definitely. But Trinidad have that, or Trinidad not about that. I ain't talking all I'm saying. No, all I'm saying is that Trinidad don't know about resilience like us.
I am biting the hand that feeds me at all.
We
have, according to the talk, we fight all kind of old battle already, and we standing tall, we still
standing tall.
Yes, of course.
You're Talawa.
But exactly, you said it yourself.
I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say Talawa. So you're using a Jamaican phrase to define.
It's a Jamaican phrase.
Tell me that. Why?
Because the word Talawa, although it comes from Grenada, is a Jamaican phrase. The word Talawa is defines an individual that is small but mighty. You're able to achieve so much with very little resources. When you look at Grenada, 112,000 people. Was the
133 square miles.
133 square miles, right? And achieving so much with such little resources. Come on, man. Come on, Val. You're Talawa. Yeah, they're Talawa. Think about it. Think about it. Val, where is it finding a lake in the heart of a volcano? Tell me.
It's not just the rock. I mean, it's about people.
I'm just using that, but we're talking about the people. It's the people we talk, the resilience.
No, of course, definitely.
You understand?
Definitely. We do have that.
I know about that. When I come here, I marvel at the fact that the work ethic is amazing. The work ethic is amazing.
That is something that I have. Yes.
I see people in that hot, grueling sun.
Yes.
2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the evening, still working hard.
Yes.
And I know that back home, by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock,
9
people
o'clock,
gone.
yeah, 9 o'clock, the project finished.
People gone.
The project finished. Time people write on the sheet and that's it, they're gone.
Yeah, that same sun you're bawling about. I see people working in that diligently and putting down their pavements and so on. And, I always marvel at that. I see the women. I see the women who are in the town by the market. Just sitting there, and selling their little things.
And that is after having worked in the garden. Getting the produce and all of that.
I'm very aware of that work ethic and where it is and where it comes from and so on.
And when I say that, it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart. So
Georgia, I mean, look, we're in the heart of the carnival season. Semi-final is Sunday. We have in fact, tomorrow evening we have the semis of the Groovy, and on Friday the semis of the Soca. Then we have traditional mass coming up in Victoria. Then I think there's the kids.
Children's frolic. Children's frolic is on the 5th, I think. Yeah.
Well, actually, this Saturday as well, we have something in Progress Park. Two of our Soca artists, they've done this every year. They have
Lunis Park and Electrify.
Yeah. So there's a lot happening. But from where you sit and being here, what's the mood like in terms of the overall carnival feel? Are you feeling carnival?
I'm feeling it.
You're feeling
today
it?
I went down to Grenville. I went down to Hermitage today. Do you know Jab in the road?
Yeah.
Jab in the road? Jab in the junction. Yeah, Jab pumping,
Georgia, I interview Tivoli, I come out, just so that you know.
I tell you, Jab in the entire masking. Jab in the junction. Today was what? Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday morning, Jab in the junction.
Listen, Grenada,
so it's pumping. I think the energy is building.
Grenada is the land of 100,000 jab. So we respect.
Listen, I need to write another paper on jab because that was my thesis, much more than oil. But there is something. What it is that is driving this entity. This people, this mass thing, this not the mass, the jab. What is driving? When you see this horde of people just coming in the road and that energy and that thing and they just can't stop it. Let me
tell you something about jab. Dressing up in the black, the old oil and the tar is one thing. But you see, the drums don't play with the drums. It has a way
I understand.
that
I understand all of that.
It hits you, and when it hits you, you're gone. So anything happens after that.
Godfrey, my master's thesis was on that, so I understand the thing. But I still feel like it has something that I need to unearth and write about.
You had to come and live in this
You had to come and live here. You had to come and live here. You had to come in Tivoli.
I feel like I come and spend more time.
And you had to come in Tivoli. No. You had to come in Tivoli. And let me tell you, the truth is, the jab has changed, What we have now and we call in jab, that is not jab.
That's not jab. It's joke.
Fellas just go in and put some oil on the skin. The original jab never played with oil. You played with tar. We got the tar. You would have to.
After the molasses. It was tar.
You would have to go and get your shot. In those days we call it shotting, and you greased yourself down totally, and then you put that tar on. And I was telling somebody, and they was laughing. And at the end of the day, how do you remove the tar? You lie down on the pitch road and you roll up and down, you roll and it stick on the pitch. And the rest you go in the river and you wash it out. You get a washing soap and it was a bomber soap in those days.
Are you aware that Jab used to play mass? Let me say naked. The real job.
But of course, I tell you about in Tivoli.
The private part in a piece of bamboo just tie around the waist and.
Let me tell you, jab. With jab you get everything.
Yeah.
You get everything. There was a time when for example, in Tivoli, we had jab that had uniform. And when I say uniform, I don't mean so it was a short pants, a little bit of short pants, but everybody was in the same thing. And then the captain wore a long pants,
Right.
and the captain black and red, half down the middle.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I don't like
I
that.
mean, you know, so jab has transitioned to, well, whatever they call it. In fact, in those days, it was referred to as the yay.
Yeah.
The yay.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot has happened with the jab over the years.
What? No, I was saying that what irks me though is when I meet young jab players who don't understand what they're doing. So they think they just come out there and put on some oil and drink some rum and carry on.
Yeah,
but that's not, that's not it. It's more meaningful than that.
DJ playing and you're jumping up and that's not jab. The drums, there were three drums with the jab, and I mean when that drum hits you, forget that. It's a different kind of thing. You just can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. Even in fact, most of the mass that has the drums, so the jab, then you had the Apaches and we had the Wild Indians. We see a lot of the Wild Indians now, but the Apache, we really don't see it anymore. In fact, the Apache was very dominant in Tivoli. We had some people who you know they played that, and it was really really beautiful, really beautiful.
But the thing is is it that is not being passed on to the younger ones, or that they're not embracing it so that it continues? The legacy of the thing.
Yeah, the Apaches in Grenada, I think what has happened over the years, so the organizers, they've grown in age, and it was a heavy family thing, all right, and some of the children migrated, and then the other persons with age, and it just gradually faded away, and the jab thing, and I think too. The prominence of this jab with this Ola and what we're seeing now, some years ago, Spice Mass, their theme was that the home of 100,000 jab, and I get the feeling that people thought that was what they wanted. So everything is just jab. Everything is just jab. You know.
How has the jab and let's say the shot knee featured in the music? I know Scholar has a song this year in terms of using that kind of shot knee rhythm.
The jab rhythm is very prominent in the majority of the soca very prominent.
The shot knee is
what about in the calypso? What about in the calypso? Is it?
There's some calypsonians that use it. Yes, some calypsonians, but not as much as in the soca. Almost every soca I hear, especially power soca.
Let me tell you, Val, if you could put it that way, the shotney is like calypso and soca is like jab, because the shotney they were composers. They composed a song with a chorus, with a chorus and everything. So you would get the choruses, I mean the verses, and then the chorus. So the shotney was like that. The shotney had that serious message. With jab, it was just one chant, and they would protest. A lot of their music is protest. The lyrics, protest music. One couple lines and that's it. And that's the difference. The Apaches was similar to the Shotneys, where they actually had the song. They compose and then
they call and refrain.
Yes. I mean, and the truth, it would be really nice to see some of these things, come back. And I think our Spice Mass Corporation needs to do a lot more in bringing back some of these traditional.
We're losing a lot of traditional mass.
Yeah, we've lost.
In Trinidad, you can't find jab,
Yeah,
you can't find jab molasses, Jab. If you try to Google jab molasses, you get Blue Devils.
No, jab is a Grenadian thing. Jab is
Blue Devils tell you that they are not jab molasses. The Blue Devils tell you they're not jab molasses.
But there was a time when we actually had that here, The jab in Grenada
What, the Blue
transit.
Devils?
Yeah, you had all kinds of devils. You had blue devils, green devils, all kind of different color devils. You know, and then that faded away, and now they go back to the.
I have this theory that I've put forward, that the Jab Molasi came from Grenada, went to Trinidad, and came back as Jab. So it shed its wings.
It
shed the wings and all of that thing and came back here. But to put up a date, if to get a date on when, a year on when that actually happened, it's difficult to find.
But remember, Georgia, Gypsy told me that once, and I'm convinced it is bang on target, that there are a lot more Grenadians in Trinidad than in Grenada. I am totally convinced of that.
Yes.
So a lot of the things in Trinidad, it's highly possible that it came from Grenada, and I mean, even for example, people from Tobago. People from Tobago, they speak more like
1783 or thereabouts. When we had that transition of, coming to Trinidad.
I mean, so that if once one understands the history of Trinidad, you would understand that, Trinidad began with the influx of people from Grenada. 1783 cedula. Trinidad population at the time was below 2,000, below cedula, before cedula, and it jumped to after cedula in 6 years' time to 20,000 people. So that that is our history. Saint Laurent came over with his enslaved people plus the plantation whatever masses and so on, and they populated Trinidad. Right, that is our history. So that even today, when we struck oil and so on, you had that migration of people coming over.
Coming into
First and the Second World War, we had Butler, coming and doing what he did and transforming things. So there was always that relationship. So you if you check a number of people, especially those in Point Fortin and so on and Laventil, you can't get away. Can't get away from the.
You can't get away from it if not
of Grenadians with that kind of history you would find. Right, but I just want to swing back to the Calypso.
Well, we did move away from it quite a bit.
You mentioned,
we digress.
A history lesson and so on.
And I'm very passionate about my job, so
I know, right?
I can be sidetracked.
But you did mention your collaboration, even though if Ife formerly Cindy Allen is not Grenadian and so on, right? But that collaboration with two females in terms of the writing, right?
Yeah.
And how have you seen? While I want you to talk about that, and also what you have observed in Grenada in terms of that level of collaboration between females and so on. So tell me about that.
Well,
and when did that start, and how it's working out?
So you're talking about collaborations with
you and Cindy that
collaboration, that was just the said. What happens with me, Val, is that when I write poetry. I write like poetry. So I write, okay? I may write and I don't have a melody, but I have the content.
Ideas.
So I wrote Talawa, and then Ife would have, so the melody would have come from Ife, and then we the editing and writing and rewriting and changing, different parts of it. Originally, I would have done the talent because I know what I want to say. I know what I want to highlight in Grenada, right? A sense of empathy. We sat down and we discussed the idea, and agreed upon it. And she started writing, and so we use Google Docs. So she's writing, sending me, I check it, I like this, I fix that, I say, okay, we did. And then you put in a verse, check that, check the melody, that kind of working closely together.
Right.
Two ideas, two heads, working off it with terms of the melody and the lyrics and editing. So that is what we did. Yeah. I could see it happening with somebody in Grenada because so far, I have not been able to do a song in Grenada that is on the ground in Grenada.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You see, like Prince, for instance, could sing about what happened in Juve and who do what to Carnival Monday night and the politics. I'm not into politics. Social commentary is my forte, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have not been able to do a song that the internal bacchanal that happening in the country, the internal thing, that kind of thing. I've not been able to do that. So I would love to work with somebody, with whom I can structure a song that addresses those social issues that are here.
But not only that, I think that speaking to native Grenadians, even those who live abroad, like flying Turkey, right? I got the sense of he's always plugged in to what is happening at home.
What's happening? Because you read in newspapers, you get newspapers via a thing, and you're plugged in.
Well, it's papers, it's family, it's whatever, but they are always plugged in. As Godfrey is saying, there's a sense of being macocious or whatever you say in Trinidad. But there is also the little caution where I have seen where people are commenting on things in Grenada. Grenadians who don't live in Grenada commenting on things happening in Grenada, and the Grenadians saying, hey, you're living here. You have no right to comment on whatever is going on because you're not living here. If you want to comment, come back here because you left and you went. In my case, I didn't leave when that was taken away.
Yeah, but I think Georgia though I think you would find that when some of the people who live outside try to dictate what should be happening, what should not be happening, and
what should not be happening.
Yeah, I think because a lot of times, in fact, I had a program and some gentleman from the States called and started to decide what is going on here and what should not be happening, and I was very blunt and I said, look, you live overseas, you really don't know how people live in Grenada. You don't know the problems that people have to face every day, and you have no authority to make those kinds of pronouncements, and that is it. So that happens when people try to dictate, and it happens a lot. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And you do get that. But George, let me when you finish, go ahead.
No, I wanted to just go back a bit before we come forward. In that first year, when you came and scared and really made people get so frightened, they had to run for cover and so on. This person just come and first in prelim, first in semi-final. Obviously, it was set up nicely for you for final, but something happened. Something happened. It seems that you have put all of that behind you, but I guess something is still there.
Yes,
right?
I have. Yeah. Well, finish your statement.
So that just that sense of you could have almost gone the full distance in that first year, right? At the end of the final, where did you place? Sixth. And I guess you would have felt that is a tremendous fall off from where you were. You're first and then dropped to sixth. Was it that it rattled you so much that it threw off your performance, or do you feel that?
Well, it could not have rattled my performance because I would not have known that until after the competition. The results came after the competition. But I would say that this is 2010, 2025, 15, not 2010, 2015 to 2025. So during that time, I have had a number of experiences that have rattled me. Yeah? But again, even last year, I was very disappointed. And it's not that I feel I should win the competition. I just felt that my performances and my material was good enough to give me a place in the finals. Right. Not that I should have won the competition. So I should have been in there. So I'm saying that a number of experiences have rattled me over the years that I'm coming here, because when I come to Grenada, it costs me a lot of money to come here. Grenadian dollars is $251 to $1, $250 TT dollars to one of yours, right? Godfrey? You see? Right. So I put out a lot of money, time, energy, effort, etc. And a number of things have rattled me. I'm repeating that. But I am one of those persons who is so determined that you can't beat me down. That's me. Maybe that's the Grenadianness. You know? Because last year I told some friends, that's it. I done. Let me stay in Trinidad and sing Calypso. You know? Let me deal with that. I good. And then the Calypso zombie bite me. And, you know, I'm saying to myself, I am the messenger. If I am the messenger, I have a role to fulfill.
Yeah.
You understand? So once the message is there, I have to deliver the message. So win, lose or draw, first, second, third, whatever, what, I am here and I'm here to perform. I'm here to give the message. The message this year, we have to look at our brothers. We have to put ourselves in our brothers' shoes. Yeah? We have to be empathetic to our brothers and sisters. Yeah? So yes, I'm celebrating Grenadian with Talawa, but the message is there in that first song. Yeah, a sense of empathy. And I'm here, and I'm, you know. Yeah,
I like that. The question that jump out is why the bad-mindedness, you know, in terms of regardless of what are coming, you know, why is that? What are you about?
Because they can't stop me. My bad is the jab in me maybe. They can't stop me. You can do what I want. They can't stop me. I remember the first year when I played 6 and I went to collect my check. The officer who I had to go to collect the check. She asked me, after all that happened, you're coming back? You think coming back here? Next day I say, yes, I'm coming right back here. Right back here? They can't stop me. So once I could walk and I have voice to sing, and I hear, you know, if my children ask me, Mama, you're going again? You're going again? Yes, I'm going.
But we have, I mean, I don't understand it because we have Calypso who live in North America, Canada, who come to Grenada every year for competition as well. So what's the big deal? They're Grenadian.
I don't know.
You know, so I don't get it.
I don't know.
But Jaja, let me ask you, over the years, let's talk about the quality of calypsos that we've been, you know, putting out there, you know, every year. What's your thought about it? The quality, compositions, you know, are you seeing?
Over the years that I've been here, I have seen improvement in quality. Yeah. I have seen, quality in, composition, the lyrics, the performance, the dress code on stage. I have seen a vast improvement. Vast improvement. Vast improvement.
Right.
Yeah.
Vast
improvement.
And that speaks well for Kaiso Val. Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
If you see,
Yeah, of course. I have seen improvement.
Yeah.
I have seen improvement. Yeah.
That's excellent, and I think it will continue to improve. You know, we're seeing, despite what you're seeing, young artists. In fact, this young man, Jello. Jello is a known soca artist. When he ventured into Calypso this year for the first time, I think there was a lot of eyes on him. In fact, there were people who felt that he was going to go straight to the final. He had, you know, good material, and he is comfortable on stage. You know, comfortable on the stage. He's accustomed to that. He's been to the soca final before. I think he's been to the Groovy final before. So coming into Kaiso, I mean, you know, there should be no problem. So I think it's a good thing where you're seeing soca artists now, you know, and it has happened over the years. We've seen soca artists come to Calypso. I remember some years ago, Shotpree was a known groovy soca artist, ventured into Calypso the very first year, straight to the final and placed third in competition. Same with Sheldon Douglas. These guys were known soca artists. Ventured into Calypso, Sheldon Douglas, straight to the final, came third again. And Sheldon has always remained in Calypso. He never left, although he still does his
and
soca.
Always consistently good.
Yeah,
consistently good.
He's in the semi-final again this year.
Yeah. I also want to add that I find that this year, I think it was the judges had a tough job.
Yeah.
The judges had a tough job.
The Calypso.
When I looked at
definitely.
judging on Monday night, Baz judging on Monday night alone, it was a tough job. You understand?
I totally agree.
The only tent I didn't see was Classic. Right? I went to all of the others. And the competition tough.
Yeah.
The quality of calypsos is very high.
I think the semi-final
It
is
is
going
high
to be
this year,
very
this year.
exciting. Yeah.
Yes.
The
yes.
semi-final is going to be very,
Yes.
very
You can't take
exciting.
anything for granted. Yes. Yes.
I want to ask the question in terms of, is there a criteria that is out there that you know of, Georgia, in terms of the calypso, lyric, melody?
Yeah.
It's the same that is used in Trinidad.
Same as
It's the same criteria that is used.
Lyrics, melody, rendition,
Same rubric, yeah.
originality, presentation, and
The only difference is that there is no props on the stage.
in the semis, in the semi-final,
In the semi-final,
yeah.
no props.
So it's competition. What are your chances, Dodger?
For me,
What do you think?
Yes. Into the finals.
Straight.
Into the finals. That's
You're going straight. You're going straight.
You end up into the universe.
Yeah.
Straight into the finals. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So from progress back ahead.
I'm not a boastful person.
No, that's not
But
both.
I think that I have good material is good enough. My performance is good enough to get me into the finals.
All right. What has been your highest place so far?
In the
Final.
In the final,
Six, from 15 to now. Six.
From 15 to now, 6th and then 9th, but I've been in the semi-final every year.
Right, so that you're definitely looking to change, not 9 into a 6, 6 into a 9, but move past that.
Move past
Take up the look of 0 in the 6.
Because it is 0 in the 6.
All right.
I don't know. I have some reservations about that, but
yeah.
I think it's
But you said it yourself. It's gonna be tough because you have to go up against some of the real Bajons, the Scholar, the Serpent, the Kelly. These are people who have won.
I'm not scared.
Won the crown before.
I'm not scared.
But no, you're first.
I'm not scared. I am not scared. I feel, I'm good. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I feel confident. I feel confident. I'm not boasting. I feel confident.
Right.
Yeah. I am prepared. Like you're going into an exam and you're well prepped for your exam. I have all my pencils sharpened and everything and pens thing.
Your people and everything.
Once I go into an exam with all my pens, with about 3 or 4 pencils sharp and my pens and stuff, you can't be.
So and you
can't fail the exam.
And you ain't go bus.
I ain't go bus.
And you ain't go forget your lines. You ain't go forget your lines.
I ain't forgetting no lines.
You ain't go sing over a line.
I ain't singing over no line. I ain't singing over no line.
Yeah.
I'm taking my time and perform my thing.
All right.
You understand?
This year, it's even more interesting because, Val, a number of calypsonians are taking some jabs at Scholar. Scholar is probably the most decorated when it comes to calypso crowns. He's 110.
Yes.
So, Serpent has gone after him. Last night I heard the reigning monarch going after him.
That one as well.
Yeah, and Scholar decide, he go use the bull pistol.
Yeah.
He go use the bull pistol.
Again, I'm bull pistol.
He go use the bull
All of that is calypso.
Yeah.
Like I was selling as I say bull pistol, I was selling Enmopina today. The calypso stage is a gael. It's a gael. It's stick fight.
Oh yeah.
So once you step in there, it's either you're giving bois or you're taking bois.
Get ready.
You understand? Get ready. Yeah, get ready.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be very, very, very interesting. And Val, what I also sense is that there's gonna be some serious pick-on lines. Flying.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some serious pick-on lines flying.
Yeah.
So I think people are in for a treat come Sunday, and that will just filter right through to the stadium for Carnival Sunday night.
Georgia, I know you're looking at the guys in the competition, the heavy rollers, the Scholar, the Rootsman, Serpent, Eddie, so on. The young ones who now on hot to trot and so on. The females. How many females are there and how do you?
Okay, so there's Jermaine Simon, there's Valley Ned, there's Shireen, myself.
Lady Cheryl is there.
And Lady Cheryl, who I think is really good this year. She has
very good. Very good. Very good.
Cheryl.
Very good.
Yes,
very good.
Yes,
very good.
I want to commend her on that because Lady Cheryl has been knocking on the door for so long.
Yes.
Like about 50 years, she's been singing calypso.
Very good. Very good.
So yeah.
Also,
there's one other person, superstar.
Royalty is there as well. Yeah, she's there.
Yeah.
Royalty's there.
The females are well represented.
So we have, one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Females, I'm in the 20.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to say woman power. We're supposed to share some boy.
And let me tell you something. These women.
That's kind of oxymoron, eh?
These women, with the exception of Cheryl, have all been to the final before. In fact, superstar Jermaine, she's the reigning independence monarch.
Independent queen.
Yeah. Shireen has been to the final before. George has been to the final before. So yeah, I think Royalty, was she in the final at any time?
I think she was in the final
not too long ago. It's
not too long
entirely
ago.
possible.
She was.
Right.
Yeah,
so Valine is also there.
Has been in the final as well.
So you have, there's some serious guys. Of course, Scholar has won the crown before. Eddie has probably been to the finals.
Number of occasions.
Lot of times.
Umpteen times.
Yeah. Papa Jerry has been to the final on numerous occasions. Sheldon Douglas has been to the final before. Of course, Kelly, Serpent, they've won crowns before. Cox has been to the final before. Big J has been to the final before. IMG has been to the final before. So we're talking about people who are experienced and they are going to be going out there and doing.
Everybody. Fighting for one of those 10 places.
Who is the defending monarch? Who is defending? Anybody?
Innocent. Yeah, innocent. Yeah.
Hey, don't play innocent, Val. Don't play innocent.
Yeah, don't play innocent.
No, I don't know the.
Yeah, don't play.
Defending monarch. The only innocent I know is Clark.
Let me tell you, on that note, I also want to pay a tribute to Mr. Lloyd Pancho, Mr. X, former Calypsonian. Well, he doesn't sing anymore, but he's doing a lot of writing. In fact, the other day I was talking to him and I was teasing him. I said, man, listen, all your life you sing Calypso, you never win a crown. Now you're writing Calypsos and people winning crown with it. What's going on with you?
Winning
with it. I say, what's going on with you? But X has done, a lot of work. A lot of the calypsos in this competition, X is there, and that's a good thing. And it just goes to show that, Calypso is broad-based. You don't necessarily have to be a singer to be involved. Here you have X doing a tremendous amount of work. Apart from singing, Scholar, he writes for a number of the young artists. Sour Serpent does the same. A Jamo is still writing. So even people who are not directly involved in the singing, but they're helping with
the behind the scenes, still putting the thing and promoting it.
And I think this is really, really great. Really, really, really wonderful. So
there is no debate. There's no debate in Grenada about those who write and sing and those who don't write but sing. There is no debate.
I don't hear that. I don't hear that.
That's
I haven't heard it. I hear it in Trinidad that people feel that if you don't write your song, then you're not a Calypsonian, because the first thing people ask you, you write your own song?
Yeah.
And once you tell them that no, somebody else wrote it, then you see like you come down a few pegs in the eyes.
Right, yeah.
But if you
singers who could write and writers who can sing.
But if you don't know, I'll tell you this: if you don't know, some, and I want to stress that some Calypsonians will not give the props to the writers.
To the writer.
Some.
Yes.
And I want to stress that. because I've heard a lot of Calypsonians, come out openly and say, look, Mr. X did this, this, and they give the props to the writers.
And they should do that, eh?
No, definitely. That's why I made it very clear that some of them won't do it. But it's important that you give writers their due. I mean, there are guys, Eddie in particular, Eddie writes, Eddie's now into producing. So Eddie's singing, Eddie's producing, he's writing, and he's doing a lot of work with the young Calypsonians. He's been doing that for many, many, many years. So there are a lot of guys who are doing a lot of work, and sometimes, if you don't talk about it, you never know. And it's important, I think, that we highlight some of that, because these are the guys behind the scene that's keeping the Kaiso going, and that is very, very, very important.
That is very true.
Yeah, Georgia, I know there's a part of you where I've seen you for many years, taking children not just to the Calypso competitions, but other kinds of festivals, Best Village and all kind of thing. Your teacher, you're involved in culture, you're doing all kind of things. So this love you have for Grenada, how can you replicate that kind of passion for the thing in Grenada? Is there a plan?
Like I said, I did a little something this morning, right? And it's as a matter of fact. Sometime before, probably 2018, 19, during the time I was here, I spent a month training the children of an orphan home in St. George's to dance.
Yes, I remember.
And I was supported in that by the Ministry of Culture, who were very willing to provide the clothing for the children to do a presentation at the end of that month. So somehow I feel it might be, let me say, easy, quote unquote easy, to do that kind of thing, because I'm a certified dance coach, ballroom and Latin dance coach, right? And I also do folk, because I've been at the Best Village choir and all that kind of thing. So there are contributions I can make if I am allowed to. I can make those contributions, but like Godfrey said, I probably had to spend some more time in Grenada. Definitely. I am now retired from the government service teaching, but I am teaching at the NBAC, the New Butler Associate College.
Oh, all right. So
in Trinidad. But
now I know the IFE link,
Right, that's the link with IFE, because IFE is the principal of the school, So, yes, I have contributions to make, and if called upon, I am willing to do that.
Well, I'm calling upon you. I'm calling upon you to do it, to make that contribution, and I am to make the contribution. Yes, of course.
Accommodation.
She's willing, but clearly,
but just say that you have a key to a house in Grenada.
Yeah, transport. I can't accommodate transport.
Now we gonna work on that, man. And a phone call could fix that.
Godfrey, she doesn't have the time.
Phone call.
No, I can make time. I'm retired.
A phone call.
The time. She's teaching at the New Butler, and that is almost.
I can make time, and I would love to be able to make a contribution to the culture, whether in ballroom and Latin dancing. Because when those children, Val, I would have prepared those children for competition, for examinations. I train teachers for professional examinations as well. I was coach of the national dance sport team to Colombia in 2016 and in Ecuador in 2011. So I have a lot of experience behind me that I can. And I think at my age, I still have enough energy. I have enough energy still to give. I am retired. T-Y-R-E-D.
It's important. And I think, and I believe there are a lot of people who can contribute there, but sometimes, there's this kind of thing where, but that's a different program. Georgia,
while I'm here, I would love to work with Teacher Eddie. As I did this morning, he welcomed me. He welcomed me into the session, and I sat and I had a nice little session with the children. and then help them out on one or two of them on stage and that kind of thing. So I would love to do some work with him, with the youth, when I am here.
Oh, definitely. I think, knowing Eddie, I think he would love that. He would definitely welcome that, because Eddie has a passion for, working. Of course, Eddie's a retired teacher as well, and teachers, they always want to teach.
Yes. They
always want to teach. So, I think he would definitely love that. But, like I said, Val.
No, I just say that with the other part of the discussion, she has just self-promoted herself so that and giving herself more props for the final. So that I hope that the people who are hearing say, well, if they lift her position, maybe she would spend more time in Grenada.
More time, yeah. More time, yeah.
Well, of course.
You could match her,
More time, yeah. I can jump on a plane anytime, anytime.
All right, George, I'm going to tell you.
40 minutes, sorry.
I'm going to tell you who to talk to. So they can work. I will tell you to talk to, so they can work it. I'll get a phone number. I can make a phone. They can call and we gonna fix that. We gonna fix that.
What is the first song you would sing?
I'm doing A Sense of Empathy.
Yes.
A Sense of Empathy first.
Yeah.
But that's,
and then A Sense of Empathy, and then Bongo Night.
Yeah. And you all would be. When would you be dipping for your positions?
I have not had any information
so
yet. Information.
Well, I guess the list only came out this morning, so I guess maybe between.
The only one thing that I saw, apparently is going to happen, that the report from Spice Mass is that there are 2 rounds of competition, which I like, because it gives you time to relax yourself, change your clothes, etc. for the next song. When you have to sing back to back, it's really pressure. It puts a lot of pressure on the artist.
Yes.
Especially when you do a change of clothes. You come off the stage, you're sweating, you want to...
So then they're going to use one band, the police band.
Well, I won't.
Because if you're going to do 2 rounds and having to change bands,
2 rounds, so that
would be...
and you come back and do the second song. I don't know what the plan is.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
I don't have the information.
Yeah. Let's see how that.
Case, it doesn't. In her case, it doesn't affect her because Bads 1 and 2 has 10 people.
Yeah.
So they're going to be there whole evening. Yeah. In any case. It affects those.
No. I was wondering because usually what has happened over the years is that the band so they would do it by tents. And the band that plays for that tent, then you change band and so on. But if you're having 2 rounds, I don't know, changing bands
then you need one band.
Yeah, you need one band. Yeah.
So that, I don't know what the plan is.
Well, let's see how that works. Let's see.
It will be a change. It will be a positive change.
Let's see how that works.
Is empathy? Can you sing that in Trinidad, or is it specific?
Yes, I can. No. It's not Trinidad specific. Talawa is Grenada specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is a technique that I have started to use. Where I'm doing 2 songs here. So instead of trying to compose the next song for Trinidad, I do 2 songs. One that is universal. Because empathy is universal, and I do one that is Grenada specific.
Right.
When you sang Gap, you sang it in Grenada first?
I sang it in Grenada first. Stand in the Gap?
Yeah, that was a really wonderful Kaiso.
Yes.
Really wonderful.
Yeah, Grenada first.
Yeah.
Right. And that was last year.
That was last year.
And then the year before that, I did More Than Jab. And I think Jab was too black for a lot of people.
Oh.
Georgia, my last question to you. Have you played Jab in Grenada? You've been here for carnival? No. You never played Jab?
No. I've been here, for many carnivals. I've not played Jab.
Oh, you just talk.
I've been in the thing.
You just talk Jab. You just talk Jab.
I have not put on the pigment.
Okay, so you just talking Jab.
But I know Jab. I know a lot about Jab.
Yeah, I know. You know, you're
theoretical
Jab.
Yeah. I played Jab in
so
Jab in Trinidad.
Val, she was saying earlier.
Not the same. You don't have no crap one and snake and so on.
Yeah, but my understanding of Jab in Grenada is It has some depth. It has some depth.
Val, you know, she was telling us earlier on that she's feeling that there is something else that she needs to, and I think we just identified it.
We found out.
Yeah, she never played job. That's it.
No, that's not it. No, that's not it.
Boy, that's it.
No. It's some more research that needs to be done.
Let me tell you something. As soon as you play the job, you're going to realize, but wait, that the thing complete.
Getting down in the trench.
I understand that the feeling that you get from the masking, and that's what that putting on that oil, putting on that pigment, from that dressing, I understand that. When I talk job, my paws start to raise.
Yeah.
I get goosebumps when I start to talk about job. So I understand the thing. So it's more than that.
Vala, Georgia, we are out of time. Let me tell you, I give it all your flat plane. All it in all your home. I had to go and drive a couple of miles.
You said it right.
But it was really nice. I really enjoyed this.
Before we go, I know I asked you that yesterday evening whether you knew Andy Smart.
Yes, yes. He was involved in marketing. Yes. I met him.
And so on. So for all of those folks in Grenada, Andy's family, his wife and children, accept my condolences. It was sudden. A lot of friends in Trinidad are deeply hurt, grieving of Andy's loss. Is not something we expected. So that do accept our condolences. It's really a sad loss for us.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Thanks. Okay, guys. Well, that's all the time we have this evening. Of course, Georgia, you're always welcome to come and talk the talk. It's always so nice chatting with you. And I do believe these kinds of conversation. We have a lot of people who tune in. In fact, I want to expose Scholar, because Scholar was supposed to be here, and he go text me and tell me, don't feel like watching, That is what Scholar, and I'm saying it loud, that's what Scholar text me and tell me, don't feel here and watching.
Where's Mr. Rootsman Kelly?
Well, I'm still seeing Rootsman in there, but I don't know what happened to him. He says he's not able to
Mike
connect.
Is turned off no images.
Mike is turned off.
Next time.
Definitely. So, Georgia, thank you so very much. And again, let me wish you all congratulations on making another semi-final. And I wish you all the best. We're looking forward to you going straight to the stadium. Come Carnival Sunday night.
So same here, Georgia.
I embrace that.
Indeed,
all the best going forward to the final, and definitely a better position than.
We go walk with a in primary school we say a little rubber. And we go rub off that little zero in the bottom of the 6 there, and just rub off that little O and make it a 1. So guys, thank you all so very much. Val, again, it was a pleasure as always. We look forward next Wednesday. We'll be back again. By then, we should have the list of the 10 finalists. So Georgia, we're looking forward to having you back next Wednesday. The idea is to invite all 10 finalists here. So we're looking forward to have you back to back on the program.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I take it
You take it that. Definitely. So yes, guys, all the best. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you as our listeners. It was a pleasure. And hey, we'll be back next Wednesday for more Kaiso Talk. Do have a good night. All the best.
Great, man.
Yes.